Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Captain's Quarters. As we told you yesterday, Giant Lobster Nemesis won our Twitter poll for which Sea Captain B plot we should further explore, and I want to assure you we're working on writing that up. Now, there was a fourth option on the poll called Other, and some of you have asked what would have happened had that won. Well, I'll show you right now because you guys really dodged a bullet. We were going to introduce a duck, and he was going to be kind of like a nebbishy, neurotic Brooklyn type duck who lives in the Prospect Park duck pond and is always trying to talk to you about his problems.
Yeah, being a duck is hard. It's just like, people are always throwing breadcrumbs at me, and it's like, I'm actually trying to lose weight, okay? Quack.
So just be grateful Giant Lobster won, because while many of you hate the sea captain, all of you would have despised the duck.
How do you like me now?
And hey, speaking of the opposite of winning,
Reverse segue!
as our urgent national health crisis continues to deepen with no end in sight, the president has been calling into friendly TV shows to promise it will magically go away. And Senate Republicans have been holding hearings on a made-up conspiracy theory about the Russia investigation. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Earlier this week, we found out that our criminal president, who, let's remember, already benefited from 2 criminal conspiracies to interfere in the 2016 election, got impeached for trying to orchestrate another one in the 2020 election, and is currently trying to disrupt the election by lying about mail-in ballots and gutting the post office, is also under investigation for fraud. I know. Try not to be too shocked. This guy collects fraud charges like parking tickets. One day he's going to open up the glove compartment of his golf cart and there's just going to be a bunch of warrants for his arrest in there. Pretty sure half of the papers he brought to his Axios interview were summons. If we're not doing better than any other country with testing, then why am I hereby summoned to appear? And look, as not shocking as a fraud investigation is, it's still a huge deal. And then yesterday we found out that Trump's bank was subpoenaed by those same prosecutors, suggesting the investigation of his business practices is more wide-ranging than we knew. Honestly, I'm just shocked his business has any records at all. I bet if you open a file cabinet at Trump Tower, it's just a family of hissing raccoons. Do you want my tax returns as much as you want rabies? In any other world, this would be the biggest news story of the year, but there's just barely any room for it. Hey, remember how the news used to end with a cute story about a cat who learned how to play piano, or some kid who found a Mickey Mantle rookie card in his grandma's attic? Now every newscast basically ends, we close tonight with a story to make you smile. The president has been selling artifacts from the Smithsonian to Kazakhstani warlords and replacing them with forgeries. Isn't that something, Deborah? It sure is, Ken. We'll see you tomorrow. Because even stories of fraud and bank subpoenas got swamped by the president deciding to venture out of his right-wing media bubble earlier this week to sit down for the aforementioned disastrous interview with Axios that could have also doubled as an intake exam at a psych ward. Jonathan Swan, the interviewer, should have just held up some ink blot tests. And what do you see here?
It is what it is.
Okay, that's very interesting. So, to regain some self-esteem, Trump rushed back to the friendly confines of Fox News, calling in for long, rambling phone interviews with Lou Dobbs and the Fox and Friends, where they'll let him get away with any lie, no matter how outrageous. And when the topic of the coronavirus pandemic came up, the deadly plague that's currently killing over 1,000 Americans per day, Trump repeated one of his most sociopathic lies.
My view is the schools should open. This thing's going away. It will go away like things go away. And my view is that schools should be open.
Is he talking about a pandemic or a summer romance? Oh, we'll both go back to school and it'll go away like things go away. But then I'll find out you didn't go back to Australia, but I'll play it cool in front of the T-Birds. You'll get mad. Anyway, open the schools. And seriously, just stop saying stuff like that. You've been saying it for 6 months, and it's been both wrong and dangerous. Of course, if you're a New York City real estate crook like Trump, things really do just go away because you probably have a bunch of criminal goons around you to make them go away. Trump probably just never realized that was what was happening. Mr. Trump, that pesky detective who's been sniffing around? Let's just say he went away. Oh, that's great. He took a vacation? No, I mean, he sleeps with the fishes. Oh, he has sex with fish?
Hey, Seth, what has one thumb, a hook, and has sex with fishes?
I don't know.
This guy!
You're awful.
Oh, well, at least I didn't just kneel behind a painting and take a picture of my own thumb.
Fourth wall, anyone? Seriously, you can tell how much easier the Fox interview was than the Axios interview just from their faces. The Fox and Friends look like vacant spouses in a loveless marriage who stopped feeling anything years ago. I mean, look at them. They look like they just caught a glimpse of their reflection in a window holding a bunch of shopping bags from Saks Fifth Avenue, and they're thinking, all the Fendi bags in Manhattan won't fill the hole inside of me. Meanwhile, Swan looks like his dog just got up on his hind legs and asked him for some money. I can't tell you what it's for, Jonathan, but I need it like yesterday. At another point in the Fox interview, Trump claimed the country was doing great as long as you ignore the parts that are really bad, which is, most of the country.
You look at a map and white means good. Most of the map is in the white color. The red color is the corona or potential, and it's a very relatively small portion.
Yeah, just ignore the red parts and we're fine. Kind of how a plane crash is actually a successful landing if you ignore everything besides the black box.
What's the deal with the black box? They should make the whole plane out of it.
As of today, only 8 more shows with the Sea Captain, I swear.
Well, that's what you say. You don't bring me with you, there's gonna be a riot.
Second, it's just not true that the red parts are a small part. Look at the New York Times case map. There are a ton of densely populated areas in the Sun Belt. Places where lots of people live. That's why the corona map looks like this map of where people live. We have 1/4 of the world's deaths, and we're still recording 50,000 cases a day, while other major countries are recording a few hundred. You can't just take a random part of the map as a success story if no one lives there. The Mojave Desert has never been safer, but the fake news never mentions that. And yet, as shocking as this blatant denial of reality is, it's by no means unique to Trump. It's endemic to the entirety of the conservative movement in the Republican Party, and has been for a long time. For example, while Trump was once again promising that the pandemic would magically disappear, what were Senate Republicans doing? Were they rushing to extend the expired $600 unemployment benefit, or the eviction moratorium, or the Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses? Were they holding hearings on the preventable deaths of 160,000 Americans? Nope. They were pestering former Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates on their insane conspiracy theory that the Obama administration spied on the Trump campaign to frame him in the Russia investigation. And not surprisingly, most of their questions backfired.
You don't like Donald Trump, do you?
I don't respect the manner in which he has carried out the presidency.
Okay. You despise Donald Trump, don't you?
No, I don't despise anyone, Senator.
Ms. Yates, when did you first become aware that the Obama administration was surveilling the Donald Trump campaign?
The Obama administration was not surveilling the Donald Trump campaign.
These guys are so easy to checkmate. You despise Donald Trump, don't you? What, you don't? Well, now what am I supposed to do with the rest of my 5 minutes? That was my ace in the hole. And Ted, you weren't prepared with a follow-up? You didn't think she just shut down your question in one sentence? All right, Ted, it's all on you today. Don't worry, guys. I got this. I see you only have one index card there, Ted. Yep, that's all I need. You sure? It's a lock. What if it doesn't work? Oh, it'll work. Or my name isn't Ted Cruz. Isn't your name Raphael? Damn it! Well then, I'll just hide behind my facial hair. Trump is not unique, and he's not an anomaly. He's the culmination of decades of conservative politics. His lawlessness, racism, sociopathic incompetence are endemic to the entirety of the modern Republican Party, which is why it's not enough to beat him. We have to fundamentally change the system that produced him. We can't just pretend that as long as Trump loses in November, the conditions that created him will just
Go away like things go away.
Did you enjoy your first closer look?
Yeah, it was fine, but I gotta get out of here. I have a doctor's appointment I've been trying to schedule forever. The webbing in one of my feet is all messed up.
This has been a closer look. We've been talking about City Harvest since COVID began, and now more than ever, they need your help feeding New York families. If you're watching this online, you can hit the donate button. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask. We love you.